There was a concept in a book I was given and a book I read known as the slight edge, which says that every single action you do in everyday life will produce a compounding effect that can either work to your success or work to your detriment. And you do not want this slight edge to work against you and work to your detriment. Because the fact that this is the reason many people decide not to work out or not to go to the gym or like improve their health and stuff like that, because one workout session may not build any muscle, may not improve their weight loss. In like 1 week, 1 month of workout sessions, they may not see immense results. And it's such an easy thing not to do, but it's also such an easy thing to do. And many people glance over this concept that the fact that they're skipping workouts, which they may be skipping 1 workout a week or 2 workouts a week, just because they're not seeing incredible results, they don't realize that this has a massive effect on their like health overall in the massive, far committed long term, because in the short term, they're not seeing results, they're not seeing an effect, so they decide to either quit it overall or they just don't start whatsoever, because working out is such an easy thing not to do, but it's such an easy thing to do, and people choose the not to do because they don't see the benefits immediately of doing this thing, and they can't grasp the concept that this can work against you, this slight edge works against you, because every workout that you skip, every time that you choose not to work out, you choose to not work out, it will work against you, and the compounding effect will have a eventual long-term effect on your life. And just like the gym, the same thing can apply to things like your diet. 1 cheeseburger, 1 sweet, they're so easy to do. They won't have like a massive short-term impact on your health. 1 cheeseburger, 1 sweet, it will pass in and out of your system and not much will happen. It's such an easy thing to do, but it's also an easy thing not to do. But people choose the easy thing to do in this case because they don't see the fact that having a cheeseburger or having a tasty sweet or whatever, in the long term, if these things compound and you do these things regularly, will have an impact on your health. And people can't like grasp this concept, and this is what causes things like sudden issues in many people's health, because they partake in maybe bad activities, like bad diets and stuff. They partake in like having bad meals, fast food, sweets and stuff like that. They partake in this thing moderately, once a week, twice a week, but over time, this once a week and twice a week will have an impact on their health in the long term, and this is what causes sudden issues. And the daily actions and the habits that you do during your day are so incredibly important, because if you broke down everything that you did during your day, essentially that is what makes your life. What you do during your day is what shapes your reality, because you can't really get any smaller than a day. What you did in a year and stuff doesn't, like, it can be broken down into what you did during your days throughout the entirety of that year. And before you won self-improvement, for instance, the activities you did during your day may not have been as good as the activities you did like when you were on self-improvement. Like the first year you were on self-improvement, the activities that you did were probably better than the ones the year previous, for instance. And the fact is, your life may have seen significant changes in that 1 year, and that is this compounding effect, this slight edge effect, working like at hand, working completely to your eye. You can see it, you can see the effects. Your life may have gotten better by so much since like going on self-improvement, just because you implemented good habits in your day-to-day life, and you are now a happier, potentially more successful, healthier person. And this can also apply to other things, and not just things like diets and working out. It can also apply to other things like Netflix shows and video games. Many people use the thing like an hour per day of video games is fine because it helps me relax and stuff. And as much as it may not seem like such a bad thing in the short term, an hour of video games per day, that's not much. It's like 1/24th of your day. But if you do that for the entire year, that's 365 hours of your life gone to video games. And while you may have found a lot of enjoyment out of that video game, there could have potentially been something better that you could have done during those 365 hours, or more if you spent even more hours on video games, because the fact is many people can't stick to the whole 1 hour per day thing. It helps me relax and stuff, because video games are quite stimulating and are therefore quite addictive. And so it's usually more than 365 hours per year. And so many people that you just like go around and see in your daily life, if you kind of like looked at their video game stats, a lot of the people in like your schools, in your like workplace and stuff, probably have like thousands of hours on certain video games. And eventually this compounds up, and while 2 hours or so a day doesn't seem like a massive waste of your time, over time it will end up taking up so many hours of your life that you may look back on it and think, damn, there could have been something so much better that I could have been doing during those 2 hours. And how exactly do you want to fix this? How exactly do you fix this compounding effect that is working against you, so that it's actually starting to work to your benefit and to your favor? For instance, something as simple as reading 10 pages a day, or going on a 10-minute walk or 20-minute run or whatever, or just like doing an hour or half an hour workout session will benefit you in so many ways. For instance, 10 pages a day equals 3,650 pages of books per year, and that probably approximates to around 12 books. And if they are good, healthy, normal self-improvement books, then you have gained so much knowledge in a year that you can then start to implement inside of your life, and your life will end up becoming so much better because you just decided to spend 20 minutes a day reading 10 pages of a book and noting down the things you learned and the things that you're going to implement. And your life in a year, if you simply just read 10 pages a day, will change so much in the course of a year. And the same thing applies to taking a walk or going on a run or going on a 1 hour, half an hour weightlifting session or whatever. All this stuff will compound over time, and you will see results over things that are more than 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, because that's the reason so many people don't kind of take part in good activities, because they don't see the results immediately. And that is the concept of instant and delayed gratification, because when you delay gratification, you're not getting the results immediately. And that is the point of doing things like going to the gym and reading books and stuff. You don't see the impact on your life immediately, but over time it will have an incredibly positive compounding effect on you that will benefit your life. And so that's why I think delayed gratification activities and this compounding effect are so important. And while you may not think that these things are so important at the present moment, I hope that one day you may understand that actually kind of doing these positive activities that are beneficial to you in improving your knowledge and stuff will help you. Because there's a worrying and horrifying statistic that says that after people graduate, 50% of those people never read a book again. And someone who can't read is exactly the same caliber as someone who doesn't read. And if you just decide to not kind of use the knowledge that is available to you in our world, in libraries and on the internet and stuff like that, it's a sad thing, because the slight edge in this concept, this philosophy, will work against you. It will work against you as you start to not gain any new knowledge. But if you do gain new knowledge, 10 pages, 20 pages a day, that will improve your life in such an insane way in the span of a year, 6 months or whatever, that you will you will look back from a year ago, whatever, and think, I can't believe how much I progressed in a year. Yet in the first 3 months of that year that I started to go into self-improvement and stuff, I saw very little progression whatsoever. And that is the kind of concept of the slight edge. And I really hope that you can use this concept to your advantage instead of letting it become to your detriment and work against you, because it will compound, and things that you do that may you may think that aren't having too massive of an impact on your life, that you kind of know may be bad, this stuff in a compounding over time effect will have an impact. So I just want you to know this. I want you to not let this concept, this slight edge, work against you. And I hope you found value at this video. And I also recommend subscribing, because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have. And good luck.